Welcome to the stream. I'm Tandy. You got a nice one for you today. We're playing a little bit of discontinuity. This is essentially time stop, but you can do it on your own turn for way less mana. You want to play discontinuity in response to your Lotus field trigger going on the stack. But once you have a ton of mana, you just start stealing your opponent's turns. It's great. This card hasn't seen a ton of play in Pioneer. I know that it saw a lot of play in formats like I want to say historic on Arena, but we're playing it alongside a strict proctor. Strict proctor also allows your Lotus fields to stop triggering, but it also hammers your opponent's ETB effects too, which is nice. So we got two ways to turn on Lotus field, and then outside of that, we're basically just a normal blue-white control deck, right? We got counter spells, card draw, removal, planeswalkers, supreme verdict, farewell, march, and shark typhoon. Our big play most of the time is going to be Teferi Hero. We're just going to use that to untap Lotus field so we can generate tons of mana, so we can shark typhoon and behold. We're not playing Memory Deluge, which I think might be a mistake. I think Deluge is one of the best mana sinks for Lotus field, but it is a little wonky on the mana, and our deck is a little expensive. And Behold the Multiverse is something we can do on 2. We, foretell on 2, and then on 3 we can still play it while using Lotus field if we don't have Proctor or discontinuity. Chat, if you're interested in MTG1, make sure to check out my Patreon. I got a lot of decks brewing up with Phyrexia All Will Be One. Make sure to check that out. Yeah, the deck seems pretty sweet. I'm excited to see how it goes. So let's just go ahead and play a league, yeah. All right, so we got the turn 3 discontinuity Lotus field, and we got a turn 2 Jace VP. We'll keep. We don't have white for Proctor, but that's okay. Little Rakdos guy. Jace down. Well, that's good, because I don't really have other creatures in my deck, so if you're killing that, that's great for me. No 2-drop, perfect. We'll try to hold on to the Otawara for as long as possible. If they go for a stomp, I might discontinuity in response, because we do get to counter it. It kind of just says 2 mana counter a Bone Crusher Giant, or whatever. We can do better, for sure. Alright, so let's go blue, 1, 2. We'll play Lotus field, then with a trigger on the stack, we'll play discontinuity. And then next turn we'll have a ton of mana, and we can just start using our time stops proactively. You can also just play Teferi, draw a card, untap, hold up veto, depending on what they do. We could just steal their turn from them next turn. Just play Otawara pass, and then when they go for a spell, we just counter. The Sheol Dread. It's always Sheol Dread. What, Jaeger? Stop. Stop. Stop, dude. Stop. I said stop. Alright, so do I just play Otawara and discontinuity? That stops the Fable from flipping. Alright, I'm just gonna upkeep do it to time walk them basically. Just to give me an extra turn. That'll keep him from getting 2 life, keep him from drawing a card. We get to just go back to our turn. Try again. Alright, so we can go white. We can go plus on the Teferi or minus. I'm not sure what. Maybe we should minus and then play another Lotus Field. We need like a verdict or something. We're in a lot of trouble. Maybe I'd just go for a big burst of mana so that we can go Teferi minus and still play something. Could get Hall of the Storm Giants down. That could offer a trade next turn on Shieldred. I guess I probably should just play Teferi and then minus on Shieldred to buy myself a turn. Shieldred is very scary. And we'll just play Hall. I know Arctic. Old boss and roll. Legacy aficionado, dipping his toes into the Pioneer meta. Can I help you? Another Fable. Alright, now we're looking for sweepas. Some Mike. Croxa. I guess we'll just discard a Veto. Maybe we should discard a Lotus Field, though. Probably Lotus Field. We take damage that way, but can't quite do Saw Coming plus Discontinuity, so we'll just chill. Well, see, I have the other Discontinuity now, so I'll basically use Discontinuity on their Croxa while it's on the stack. Exile it. Or I'll just take 6 and then counter Shieldred, whatever they do. Maybe I should have just Time Walked him again. But I like the Discontinuity, basically stealing a spell from them too while stealing a turn. It's a little bit harder to do when they have creatures because they can just move to attacks first. Like now I basically can't play Discontinuity without stealing a card, right? So we have Hall. They might main phase a thing though because of Hall. If they main phase their spell because of Hall, that means they can attack. But not if I Discontinuity, which is nice. Alright, let's give them the mana. All the mana they need in the world. Alright, so we can either counter whatever they play, or we can copy Lotus Field and counter whatever they play. Yeah, a lot, actually. Been really liking Pioneer. I just threw. I didn't realize they had enough treasure to do another spell. So they're gonna Croak me, we'll discard Veto, we'll copy, and then I have to get pretty lucky here. But at least I have a ton of mana now. I can just Discontinuity on their upkeep to Time Walk them. I might wait until after this transforms, though. It's been so... I haven't drawn a sweeper, so it's been hard to contain these creatures. I haven't drawn much removal at all, just a lot of... Alright, so now we can Teferi plus Discontinuity. Alright, so we can go copy this. We'll move to Instab, untap both. Then on their upkeep, we just time walk them. Tap too much, but that's fine. Now we get done tap with the Teferi, and hope if we draw a sweeper, we might actually just be fine. Oh, it's because I have a mana floating? Weird. I did not mean to do that. Well, it's a pretty good draw, I guess. Force chump blocks with Hall. I mean, you don't really have to they don't have to chump block, right? They could just take 7. They also could just like gang block and I'll lose my Hall, which I might need after they wrath me. Let's hope we don't get thought seized. All right, settle your wreckage, bro. Now they get to play Shieldred, though. I get to take 3 damage. Activating does nothing on the Hall. Maybe I should have attacked with Hall last turn, too. Still need a second sweeper? Yeah, for the Shieldred. We're going to go to 4. Shieldred's going to put us to 2. If we draw Supreme Verdict or Farewell, it'll be great. We're drawing well, but, like, just still in a pickle. We drew a lot of lands, a lot of reactive stuff that didn't... I mean, whenever your opponent gets, like, full value out of Kiki Jiki or whatever, it's just tough. Alright, that was a fine draw. They'll go Reflection this, and Response will kill it. And then we still have Hall the Storm Giants to block. Okay, well, we can't stop that. There is one more creature in the graveyard, too, so once they copy, we're dead. Fine, fine. You can't Reflection a legendary creature per... If you think that someone is lethal, usually you're wrong. Just go read the cards. Just go read the cards. Alright, I'm going to cut a lot of the counter spells. I think they're pretty bad in matchups like this. I'll keep, like, some of the hard counters. I like sweepers. I'm not in love with spot removal. Third Verdict comes in. The Settle's still fine. I'll do the Lyra, the Dream Trawler, and the Hullbreaker. We got to cut one more. Maybe the Jace. Can't keep this one, I don't think. Can put back Discontinuity and just play like a normal blue-white control plan for now. I don't hate that. March is like okay in this matchup, but it's not that great. I might consider siding it out after next game if I have something on the board that I want to bring in. What's the cat package? I don't know. Oh, is that what Zach Allen was doing when he's talking about playing Cat Tribal? Was he playing Regal Caracal or something? Or like the 1-mana 1/1 lifelinker? I didn't see it, but I heard something I thought it was a joke though. Hey. All right, I'm just gonna discard March. I'll probably cycle Shark Typhoon for 1 to give me a blocker. If they play a 2-power creature like a Fable, Necromentia. Okay, well, if they just name Teferi, we're kind of donezo, I think. They'll probably name Teferi. It sucks. Yeah, just all lands. Doesn't matter. Can't win no more. Feels bad. Haven't played against this card out of Rakdos in a long time. They named Lotus Field. Wow, that's great news for me. Maybe they have another one next turn to play, so maybe I need to draw a counterspell. Alright, so all my Lotus Fields are gone. It does feel pretty bad sometimes, I agree, but sometimes it's good. I just don't think it's that good here. We'll attack for 1. Next turn, we have 2 good 5-drops to play. They know about this one. But maybe the Lyra is a better pivot, like a good pivot next turn. So they might not have the answer. Shieldred, Lay Apocalypse. Alright. I'm going to play Lyra first. That way, hopefully they don't have an answer. It'll negate the life loss a bit. I'm assuming that they were prepared if I went for a Teferi, they had the land rolled up for the den. That's what I said, Danu. What the heck? Noxious Grasp. If I could draw Supreme Verdict over, that would be really nice. I'm just gonna time walk them on their upkeep. Alright, we do the verdict, so we'll go ahead and play that. I might end up losing to the Den of the Bugbear. But cleaning up Shieldred and Misery Shadow for 1 card there is pretty good. Is Regal Caracal better than Lyra, though? It might be. I mean, Lyra just gets popped there for pretty cheap. Losing our Teferi, but we didn't get hit with the Den. I think I'll take that as a win since we got the castle. They only get 1 card out of our hand. Now I can discontinuity in response to a spell, like the Croxa, or I can castle Ardenvale and see what they do. If they go for a Croxa, I'll definitely discontinuity with it on the stack. Well, I don't want them to go land Croxa, so I'll play the discontinuity now to just time walk them. They don't lose the 2 life, but I think that's better than them getting to use this 3 mana on anything. That's fine. Stop me's okay. Should have foretold. That way I can castle or saw it coming depending on what they do. It also protects me from another discard effect. Hello? Hello? Alright, I'm not sure if I go for the Behold here or the Castle. I guess if they go for Croxa, maybe I just take the 3 and then Behold, so I don't lose a card. So I'll just Castle. I can go for a counter spell, but I think that that's worse than just letting it happen. I don't want to have to discard a card. Maybe Jeskai. It does need, I feel like it does need a big payoff for the mana. Alright, we'll go to 5. We're pretty low here. I'm gonna make a blocker just because it's more mana efficient. I'll probably need a blocker next turn for the creature lands. All right, let's go main phase. Well, I will discard the Strict Proctor to the Croxa. I'm very likely dead here, but I do have a double block on the Hive. I have a way to protect this if they have removal, and I have a blocker here. All right, Dream Trawler, don't die. I feel like Regal Caracal would have been 1,000 times better this game than Lyra Dawnbringer, for whatever that's worth. Sheoldred, okay, well, that's very cool. So we can't attack. What's up, Will? If we attack, we die to the Sheoldred trigger. As lifelink, so we can make a castle, we can block, we can discard. I don't think that we have a single out in the whole deck. Just gonna concede, save time, doesn't matter. All right, do I keep this one in the hopes that I draw one more land to play this on 2? I don't think so. All right, not in love with this hand, but we'll keep. I'm gonna put back Thespian Stage. Yeah, whenever you have a smooth event, that's always nice, huh? Couple discontinuities we can maybe use later. Esper Control. All right, we'll play Jawari Disruption next turn, I guess. Missed their land drop. All right. All right, we'll say go. If they use their mana at all, we'll play Wandering Emperor. If they don't, we'll probably still play Wandering Emperor. Actually, no, I'll just chill. Let them discard again. I'm probably going to go Lotus Field Discontinuity, and then if they negate or whatever, I'll just do it again. Or disruption back. Main deck mystical dispute, huh? Main deck mystical dispute. Am I getting punked? Alright, we're gonna go for Wandering Emperor on their upkeep to like force the action. We're gonna pressure on upkeep so that Jawar Disruption can be more effective against a 2-mana counterspell. We'll go ahead and make a 2/2. Just want to point out though that I am essentially empty-handed. Jaeger, come on, man. Attack for 2. We can play this Teferi with protection. Fatal Push here would make a lot of sense. We don't have to worry about Absorb, so it's probably something like a Salt Coming or another counterspell, if they have anything. But we can Disruption back, or we can Salt Coming back, depending on what they do. Main deck negates. If I get Mystical Disputed again, I'm going to lose my mind. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think I'm going to lose this game because they have main deck double Mystical Dispute. Huh? This is game 1, man. Am I just supposed to wait forever, I guess, and lose the Thoughtseize? I don't think so. Jaeger, stop, dude. Come on, man. I'm trying to play. Next league, just play main deck Mystical Dispute and blue-white? I guess. This is ridiculous. There's just, like, not even that many blue decks running around, you know? Yeah, I'm just gonna counter this, I guess, for 2 mana. Good draw. Negate over veto? Well, you can play it off a swamp, so it's pretty good. Alright, so we want the vetoes for sure. I kind of want Starnheim Unleashed as like another big threat thing. So if they ever tap out, we just max punish. Hullbreaker, Elspeth, Dreamtrawler. Just we have the max punishments for tapping out. Get rid of Soul Partition, Fateful Absence. Jace is pretty good. Jawaris are good. Settle can go. Verdicts can go. Farewell can go. Keep a couple marches, but those might be worse than Fateful Absence actually because of Planeswalkers. So I'll just keep the 2 Fatefuls in. Can't even thumbs up. What a little silly guy. I know, right? Imagine not liking tuna. Couldn't be Jaeger. All right, let's go ahead and foretell Salt coming so we can protect that from discard. Now we just got a counter hanging out at some point that we can use. We also have our Castle Ardenvale, which is sweet. I'm gonna just play Tapped Hallowed Fountain. Shark one. Oh, that's pretty cool, Cribs. Reminds me a lot of Fate's Fetters. Fate's Fetters, I think, shuts down Planeswalkers too, right? Even though Fate's Fetters was made before that card existed. All right, let's go glacial. Let me just say go. See ya, Yeager. John Boyega, star of action movies Star Wars Episodes 7 through 9. Encounter this. Just chill. Take the 1 and then EOT will make a 3/3 shark. It's only 2 mana in common. That's pretty darn good if you ask me. All right, we'll make a 3/3. They can make a 4/4 though, so we got to be a little careful. Hmm. Get a little aggressive. So another Shark Typhoon from them too. Commence the end game. That's pretty scary. Well, can't counter that one, huh? Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, we'll cycle this in response. Make a 4/4. That way we can maybe race through the air. We can check the Shark Typhoon from attacking. Our hand is just like all heaters or whatever, so see what they take. Discontinuity is actually a pretty good answer to commence the end game. Lol. Wish I had had that last turn. We can make a Castle Ardenvale to chump block this for a turn. Pretty scared of the Hall of the Storm Giants, though, depending on how the attacks go for the next couple turns. All right, we'll take the 6. Feel like I'm just going to get all my shit counterspelled multiple times, so... Maybe we hold back to double block the zombie? Another Sharky? How big is X? 4/4? Alright, well, we're probably in trouble, but maybe we'll get out of it. Hall's very scary, but if they activate, it might allow us to resolve one of our things. Wish I had foretold this a long time ago. That's fine. I don't really plan on casting too many more spells this game. I feel like I'm just turning on their counter spells and tapping out, and so I can't make an Ardenvale blocker. You know, like their hand just probably all negates and mystical disputes or whatever. We'll see though. Might make a 4/4 next turn. Commit a 4/4. Okay. So they probably have a counter spell here for 3 mana. We can eat a token. We can chump. So we'll chump here, take the 4 down to 5. If all they have is Mystical Dispute, we can get around it. Alright, they have Negate. We're dead. Nothing really to do about it. Why is there a Wandering Emperor out of my deck? Or is that in the sideboard and I just forgot to bring it in? Alright, I would like to play first. I would not really like to keep this hand. I'll keep this one, but I don't love it. I'll put back a veto. We really need to draw one of our things that combo with the Lotus field. Otherwise, we're just gonna... I guess we're just like hitting our land drops naturally. So it's not even really that big of a deal. We'll just go turn 2, saw it come in. Turn 3, saw it come in. Play Lotus field or another land if we have one. Strict Proctor would be great. I haven't drawn Strict Proctor yet, and it's kind of tilting me. You know? I see people play that card on Arena a bunch, and it's just always good on 2. No one ever kills it. They always draw it. They kept a 1-lander. Okay. Alright, well, we got a couple counter spells lined up. I can make a 1/1 shark here. I think I kind of need to just try to draw into something. That plan's nice. Clean to dust is fine. I wish these weren't frickin' face down for me. You know, just always show me my own cards, please. Alright, so Behold, I guess. They want to fight over this, I'm fine with that. Psycho Shark Typhoon. Did I let this happen? Or do I play Wandering Emperor? Yeah, just let it happen. I kind of want them to burn a counterspell on Wandering Emperor here. It's like all their shit they're playing is like fucking uncounterable, so these just suck. Strict Proctor, it's a good draw. They have a counterspell too to protect. Nah, it can be counter, bro. That's fine. No reason to offer the trade since I have the Wandering Emperor to buff potentially. We have 2 counterspells at the ready and Wandering Emperor for next turn. Noxious Grass on the Proctor is fine. Are you sure you don't want that trigger? Pretty sure, Ryan. Pretty sure, buddy. How you doing, man? Been a minute. I guess we block now. Since twice they've been mana screwed and then drew out of it, and I think I'm going to lose because of it. Now we have 8 mana, so we can Wandering Emperor plus double counterspell. So if they go, even if they do go for commence, we can maybe snag it with a minus. Which is a big Shark Typhoon number 3. That's fine. Oh, that's fair, Ryan. Pioneer's been fun, dude. I don't know. The RCQ season was great. Really enjoyed it. All right, we'll play the Wandering Emperor, and we have 2 counterspells to try to protect. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. We're probably going to get triple counterspelled and lose, but maybe we won't. Yeah, a lot in Nazagar. I actually just wrote an article yesterday for my Patreon that has 5 different decks in it. Alright, let's hope they don't have a 3rd counterspell. Oh, is it working? Is it working? Seems like it's working. Alright, that's fine. Already did his job. 2 cards in hand for them. Oh, excellent. Great top deck. Alright. For sure. Yeah, so Nazagar, I wrote about 4 new cards, or 5, actually I wrote about way more than 5 new cards, but I built 5 new decks with the new cards, and I plan on doing a lot of, like, spotlight articles where I take a card, build a deck around it, and then just, like, you know, ooh. We'll just take both of these, I suppose. It's pretty good. For Pioneer, yes, all Pioneer stuff. All Pioneer. The articles are all unlocked under the $5 tier. You can check out all my backlog content. And then I'll be doing Pioneer spotlights on new cards as they come out over the next few weeks. And I'll be doing that for most sets when they come out, and I'll be Pioneer focused for the most part. All right, well, in case they have negate, I'm going to play Dream Trawler instead of Elspeth. If they have dispute, we can pay. If they go for a kill spell on the Dream Trawler, I might let it resolve. I'm not sure yet. Well, we lost last game to commence the end game, so that was pretty scary. What's up, Bloody? How are you? All right, well, if we get to attack with Dream Trawler, I can't imagine losing. No matter what we play this turn, it's likely to get negated. They can make a commence, it's on the ground, and a 4th Shark Typhoon is in the air. It's only a 4/4, so they can eat Proctor, but that's fine. They can't eat this, and they might not have it. So this is a pretty good draw. We can force action on their turn now if we want. All right, we'll go for discontinuity on their turn. They didn't do anything last turn, so maybe they'll just do nothing again. So we'll just go. This is a fucking blowout, actually. So we're gonna go Emperor, create a 2/2 discontinuity to counter the commence. Still have protection for this. Not safe for work? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's pretty good. I might get wheeled. GG. Fun match. I write articles, I make YouTube videos. Yo, thanks for the follow, Bloody. We'll keep this one. Not in love. I put back a veto. It's just hard to tell what's the best put back in the dark, right? 2022 was a tough year. We had to transition away from making regular standardized content for Star City games and had to leave that umbrella for my own stuff. And it was rough, but 2023 might be pretty great. You don't know. You don't know because I don't know, you know? I guess I'll probably pop this Wonder with March here onto just main phase it so I don't get whooped by rattle chains. Thanks, man. All right. It'll go to the graveyard. That's fine. Next turn we can foretell, behold, and then play Howlfound taps. Or we can just cycle Shark Typhoon for 1. We will probably need a sweeper for this matchup. I don't feel like this matchup's going to be very good for us. I feel like we're just going to get punked. Ooh, I guess if they go attack here, we can just main phase Wandering Emperor and eat one of them. And if they don't have main deck Spell Pierce, this should work. They will be able to attack and kill the Wandering Emperor, but I'm fine with like a full turn value worth of trading there. Next turn we can main phase the Behold and then Strict Proctor. Or we're just gonna get whooped by old Collected Company. I don't know about the Blink deck yet, White Warlock, but there's still plenty of time for all manner of cards to come out that work well in that vein. Main phase the Behold looking for land. If they want a Coco now, that's fine. If they don't have Spell Queller, we're in business. I could have discontinuityed in response. I could have maybe just said go, right? And then whenever they go for Coco, I Behold plus discontinuity. That was probably better. I need to get better about learning how to use this in sweet ways. At least I need to learn how to do it before they cast their shit. And now I'm just way dead. That sucks. Oh yeah, that guy seems great. I've been wanting like a Blade Splicer for Pioneer anyway, and that card seems very similar. And if we can have a bunch of things that make treasures and clues, like, you know, Thraben Inspector and Innkeeper, right? Could be good. Skyclave, you want to pay the 2? It's fine. Hey. 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 Ephemerate too strong for Pioneer? I think Ephemerate too strong for every format. I think Ephemerate is extremely on the too strong for Magic scale. Hey. We're getting beat so badly on every metric. That was a good draw. If I had played my turn better last turn, this would not have happened though. So this is extremely my fault. All right, so we just want both for. I'm just gonna bottom both. These are both pretty lackluster, if you ask me. Ephemerate is like if they decided to make Momentary Blink into a must buy. If they had made Ephemerate a mythic rare, it would be a $50 card. But they decided to make it like a common or uncommon or whatever. Is New School still going on? We don't have any planned tournaments right now, but we do have a Discord. People do still play games in there sometimes, though it's been a little quiet lately. Two Selfless Spirits, probably too much to handle. Just keep them up. Are you dreaming? Are you dreaming? Am I dreaming? Toughness or power? Power, darn. It's a good dream, Marvy. It's a good dream, buddy. All right, so let's go minus the Jace. I honestly have no idea how to play this matchup. I don't know how to play this deck, really. We're trying to figure it out. All the 2-mana removal seems fine. Veto can go. There's too few hits. Starnheim Unleash actually seems like it's not that bad. I don't want to get rid of the discontinuity. I think stopping the thing's pretty cool. I don't want to get rid of Strict Proctor. Soul Partition seems medium. I don't like that card at all. Ross really likes it. I don't think he's ever cast it, though. I'm going to get rid of these Starnheims. I don't know. Can't think of what the cuts. Lands and spells? Don't mind if I do. Happens to us all, Hobart. Hell, I don't even think I streamed at all during 2021, man. I think 2021 I streamed like 5 times or something. I was more so just doing articles and trying not to die. I will place Proctor and just ruin some ETBs and give us a nice thing to peel with Lotus Field if we ever do draw it. I don't think it's necessary to foretell Salt coming yet. I think I can just hold that for at least a turn. Easy block. You can't see him right now. He's right there, but he just won't stop. You know, we'll play the Hall since it enters tapped. We'll foretell. Elias, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back to the Todd Squad. I know, Mad Kiwi, it's tough. It do be like that sometimes, though, when you play control decks. Especially when you play all manner of lands that have different abilities. Nice rattle chains, bro. Proctor's owning. Can we play 8 Proctors? Is there another one that does the same thing? This doesn't get bigger unless they pay 2. What's up, Turnpike? Just don't run into their Croxes? That's fair. Alright, we're going to play this tap so I have the threat of the Teferi next turn. We have the Salt coming plus pay 1. We have Cycle. Okay. Wish this would just go on the stack automatically. I don't know why I have to pay. Oh yeah, New Norn's great. I don't know if you want it for Ban Blink, but it can't be that bad, right? I kind of want it in like a Blink deck that plays Elves so you can accelerate into it more quickly. But I think the place where it's gonna really be easiest to shine is actually gonna be what's it called? I'm losing my train of thought. Enigmatic. It's gonna be great in Enigmatic. I will play Lotus Field, we'll counter it. No pay, no pay. No. Three Teferi, it's probably not great. Well, that's one of the decks I built for my Patreon, so if you want to check it out, make sure to go check out the Patreon. If you're an Enigmatic fan, like me. Alright. Start with the Teferi, see what happens. If they counterspell for like a instant sorcerer or whatever, I think we just let it happen. We can maybe fight back with Sock coming. Lofty Denial. Alright, I'm gonna Sock coming here, and if they want to pay with two Wanderers, that's okay. But if they have another counterspell, that's fine too. We just have two more Teferis. But it's not just that deck. I have a bunch of other decks in the new article as well. And I'll be doing some more tonight, I think. Alright, so they have to pay the 2 for this. That's going to leave them tapped out for this Teferi. Wow. Unless, of course, they have Mystical Dispute. But I can actually pay for the Mystical Dispute now. There's a lot of cool ones on the soundboard, Hobart. Alright, so we can minus. But I think that's worse than just plussing and getting the untap. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and play this while they're mostly tapped out. And I'm going to kill the Rattle Chains. Could have waited till our end step, I guess. Not really a huge difference. Todd, which new Planeswalkers do you think is best or we'll see play? Well, I need a lot more context for the question because format matters a bunch. I think the new Nahiri is going to be pretty decent in Greasefang decks. I think the new Nissa won't be that good in Pioneer because it doesn't work with Storm the Festival. But what else? I don't know. There's a couple of like, they're all like decent or whatever. Like I think that the modern mill deck might want the Jace, but I don't know. It's impossible to tell right now, really. Vraska and Green Devo. You want to play Vraska, the mono black planeswalker, and Green Devotion. Interesting. I need a verdict. Pretty bad. We have 3. Settle the Wreckage is also fine-ish. Oh, you want to do that, Vraska? No, I'm good, man. That's all you. I think mono green just does just fine. I don't think the black splash is worth. Shaper Sanctuary, that's fine. That means there's no Coco this turn. That's great news. All right, so both my planeswalkers likely gonna die. If you just want to do proliferate stuff, that's fine. I don't think you need devotion necessarily to do that. Because I think there was like a 1 or 2 week period where the Golgari one might have been better than the current builds of mono green. But not since they made like 1,000 more Karn targets. Definitely not since they made 1,000 more Karn targets. All right, Teferi. Draw. 3, 4, 5, 6. Graveyards, enchantments, creatures, artifacts. Do it all. Do it all. If they pay 3 for Mystical Dispute, I'll be sad. Hey, it just worked? Imagine it just working, chat. End of November? Fair, fair. These maybe should be Selendi Vision. I feel like I just need my spells to do more on their own. I need like Supreme Will instead of some of that shit, and I just need this to be like Selendi Visions or whatever. I just need more ways to use my mana when I actually have Lotus Field active. I feel like my hands are just always too weak. Maybe I do want Starnheim. What? I don't really like Settle the Wreckage in this matchup. Just leaves you vulnerable to stuff. Maybe you just have to have any sort of interaction though. Mostly it's not for me. I'm not qualified. I don't really like Commander. Like, I'm a very competitive person, and they have like some competitive events, but I'd rather just stay home. I don't really like going to events that much anymore where there's no like real incentive to come out. Like, I've skipped a bunch of the SCGs in the last year just because there's nothing to play for other than money, and I can make money in different ways and have more fun doing it. Memory Deluge over Behold. I mean, you can. They're both, I think, equally valid in the archetype for various reasons. I don't know if you can afford to play both. It's a pretty easy turn. It's just farmland. We will play Proctor on 2, I think. Although maybe we go for March on 2 on their upkeep, and then we go Proctor Tapline on the next turn, so we don't get whipped by I guess actually there's not a ton that beats us. I'll have to think on it next turn depending on what they do. Because they could just have counterspell of some kind here, right? I think I'll just do upkeep March. Yeah, Monkey Brain. This is like something that's been on Arena for a while. No one really plays it that much in this format for some reason. It was more for Historic, and it was playing a bunch more weird cards. But it certainly holds water here, I think, for a couple of reasons. I'm gonna give them a chance to counter the March, I think. We'll just let Rattle Chains come down. I think I just March. I can wait, but I think waiting is worse. Yeah, I think Hearthstone Esports is dead. That's a tilt. Alright, do I go for Proctor here or do I wait? I kind of want to maybe do a surprise one. Oh, hell yeah, Hobart. You love to see it. Alright, so I'm gonna go regular land. Hold up Jawari Disruption here. I think I'm just gonna counter this little guy. Just to save myself some precious life points. Really hope I draw something to do for 2 mana that I can do alongside Trick Proctor. But I kind of want to play the Lotus Field this turn too. I don't know. I feel like if I play Strict Proctor, they're just going to Coco and whoop me. Maybe they're going to main phase it though. I don't know. It's like tough for them. If they main phase it, they can lose the verdict. If they main phase it, we actually have a good shot to go like Proctor Field and then maybe win with Hullbreaker pretty soon. All right, that was a great draw. I'm gonna make a Thespian stage farmland to get an extra white source. If they want again main phase the Coco, we have a chance to draw a verdict. But me copying the white source also means that I might have verdict, so they might be less inclined to go for it. Maybe I should have foretold this last turn instead. I think I have to go for the Proctor this turn. Jaeger, dude. All right, if they go for Coco and they hit Spell Queller, okay. So we let this happen. We go Fateful Absence. 1 green mana up. Let's hope it's not a protection spell. And we'll play Lotus Field. So this is kind of what we were expecting to happen, except we expected them to be Cocoing instead. So we will get to cast this as a blocker now, and we'll play Lotus Field. Yeah, maybe Raf. Well, you know, the biggest change that Hearthstone Esports ever did that fucked them was they picked up a contract for streaming on YouTube. They were actually doing very well on Twitch. And they picked up a contract for streaming on YouTube, and then surprise, 6 months later, their viewership is 1/5 of what it used to be because you just changed your platform where you had grown all of your grassroots, right? But they did it for, you know, X million dollars or however much their contract was for, and then at the end of the whole deal, they're just like, oh, I guess you know, no one wants to play Hearthstone, huh? Hee haw. No one wants to play Hearthstone anymore. Hee haw. All right, well, we're going to take 3. I need to draw something good here. We're in a little bit of trouble. We can just discontinuity on their upkeep. Let's see, this is going to put me to 10, and they're not attacking for lethal. We have discontinuity. We have Salt coming. We have Hullbreaker Horror is the one that I'm going to want to put into play this turn, though. We can play another Strict Proctor. We have 5 mana after that. So I guess we'll just wait. We'll just go Hullbreaker / Salt coming / discontinuity. We'll take 6 down to 4. We'll block the Supreme Phantom. If they go for a Coco or another Lord, or anything that is of any potential consequence, we can discontinuity. But I do want to save that for when I'm going for Hullbreaker Horse stuff. We can just be bouncing like, I don't know. Bouncing stuff's not even that good. I guess we can bounce something and then counter it on the way back down. All right, see what they do here. We drew Otawara, so we can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this can attack for 7 no matter what. Hello there. All right, so we can go cancel. White 1, play Strict Proctor, bounce Supreme Phantom. Gonna draw a card in response. All right, so we're gonna go Saw Coming. Counter this thing. We're gonna return. We'll return the Selfless Spirit back. Well, Hobart, you chose to have a combo in your deck that did not kill your opponents. Your penance is now you get to eat lunch. Spinoza redeemed the Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! Lofty Denial. Okay. So Selfless Spirit's gonna get bounced. I think this is all fine. It's very unlikely we die next turn with 2 Strict Proctors to block. Stu Summers, thanks for 25 months. Look at the swagger behind Tandy. Ooh. So if I counter... Alright, let's go... Lofty Denial on my thing is fine, right? That's fine. We'll go Hullbreaker Horror, bouncing Selfless Spirit. I think that's fine too. And then we can trade Discontinuity for Supreme Phantom and bounce Rattle Chains, right? I think that's good. And the next turn we have Hall plus this. We can return target spell you don't control the owner's hand. I'll just return the Rattle Chains to hand, right? We can't bounce our own Strict Proctor. But this counters the Supreme Phantom and my Proctor. Now we have Otawara. Their hand is 2/2/1s with flying. And we're attacking with 2 big guys. They have to block both. Hopefully they don't draw Coco. I guess attacking with Hall and Hullbreaker just makes it so... Alright, let's attack with just the Hullbreaker. Let's go. Keeps doing that. Let's play a Teferi. We'll go turn selfless. They can still recast it, but they can't like overwhelm me if I'm constantly bouncing their things. Okay, that's fine. They have to pay 2. And when they pay 2, we'll draw, and then end of turn we'll Odawara bounce Rattle Chains. Or maybe we'll bounce Selfless Spirit. I haven't decided yet. Alright, I'm just gonna minus on the Rattle Chains, I think. Since they didn't want to pay or anything. They can replay the Selfless Spirit, that's fine. Now, I don't think it's... I guess it's possible to lose. It requires a Lord, and then... I don't know. Maybe it's not possible to lose. Well, Hobart, my guess... Okay, they have to pay 2 for this. And then they can Coco and hit 2 Lords. This is literally the way that I lose if they have it. They pay 2, they Coco into double Lord, I die. This leads me to believe that they have nothing. We're going to draw a card regardless, though. I should have played this and then copied this. Weird. Opponent plays insanely slow and then just concedes when they're not necessarily dead. I will keep this hand as pretty decent. Opponent's Jagman Companion. Jealous. Where are the Hydra? Okay, so they're Gruul stuff. Maybe. That does seem to be where all the battles are happening. March of the Machines. It's where the story will culminate. Turn 2, buy Gigantha. Things you love to see. I'm going to play Proctor to stop Chariots. I don't want Chariot to get no counters. Buttering Bolt's fine. Now we get to untap with Salt Coming and Verdict, so we'll protect ourselves from all manner of things. If they start by attacking with Mystic, we can also Cycle Shark Typhoon to block. I don't love that because then we are vulnerable to a land plus 4 drop. Not really worried about like the Akron War, obviously. I don't got time for this shit. Deck's been fine so far, Sketches. This is only match number 4. Because everyone's taken forever. I think I'm just gonna play Howled Fountain. All right, so we might get our creature stomped here once we go for the block, but a Wrath A Wrath is like not that good either, man. But now I guess we can Verdict plus Lotus Field. Lotus Field's ruining my life. I don't think we can win. I think they have too many things that don't die to Verdicts. Which is honestly one of the strengths of the deck, is just having a lot of threats that aren't Verdict susceptible in a creature deck. It's pretty powerful stuff. But playing the Proctor on 2 was maybe a bit hasty. Wish we had Settle for max punish. No one ever plays around Settle. If we had it here, it would be so good. Quicken plus Verdict would also be good. I do think more people should play Quicken with Verdicts. Like, I feel like there's just a good blue-white strat that's probably able to do that. Alright, well, we'll let them attack. We'll eat this, and then we'll untap and Verdict away everything else, and hope the Mutavaults don't kill us, I guess. We're gonna take at least 4 damage here. I just don't understand why everyone plays this slow. I just wish I could skip opponent or whatever, you know? Alright, well, that's Wandering Emperor. And then I think I'm going to eat Sky Sovereign. It just hits harder. And they probably won't have any tokens left over after this turn. So the copy won't be that big a deal. We're 9. Just make a creature, I guess, to block. Here come the Jegman. Alright, no cards left. Do we take the 4? I think I'll chump. I think saving life total is good here. Alright, so we can Wrath, and then we can play Soul Partition on that. Let's see, it costs 2 more. I don't really want to Wrath this. They have 4 creature lands, though, so I just don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. You can do whatever you like. I guess we can counter it on the way back, but again, we still have to deal with these Mutavaults, and Shark Typhoon's not going to do it. I need, like, need, like, Elspeth 6. Make 3 blockers, you know? Are we going to go to 5? The Chariot is an exile, but they can cast it. Those vetoes look stinky as shit in this deck. Not gonna lie. Alright, so we can make a JCP blocker, and we can make a Shark Typhoon blocker. Maybe we main phase make the Shark Typhoon blocker. We block here, we take 1, 2... Alright, so if they want to fire everything up, we're dead if we don't make 2 blockers. Even if we make 2 blockers. You have to jump here, take 4. I guess we're not quite dead if we make 2 blockers. Let's go blue 1. Mummy? Sorry. Mummy? Sorry. So Marco? Let's make it 2-2. I guess next turn we have to behold into land settle between our 3 draws. That's all I got, I guess. All I can really do. Alright, so we take 4. We chump chump take 4. Alright, so we have to get exactly land settle. And then I think we have to do even more than that. Okay. So that'll give us a... This is basically just a free turn. Alright, we'll just say go. They don't even have to do the mutavaults anymore. But they gonna. Wonder how many they activate and attack with, huh? They're doing all of them. Okay, well, if I hit my 1 of settle, I'm in business. There's really no need for them to do this. With me at 1, I hope I really punish them for it. Didn't hit it. Dang it. That'd have been nice. Verdicton, Emperor, Lyra, Dreamtrawler, Gust, Veto out, Soul Partition out, Fateful Absence in, Starnheim in, Jace out, Proctor's fine. We gotta cut 6 cards. Maybe cut Discontinuity. March is okay. Some counter spells are okay. Maybe the Wandering Emperor is bad, actually. Now that I think about it. Trim 1, I guess. Another hand we can't keep. This one's a bit better. I'm gonna put back maybe Jawari. Maybe we put back Teferi, though. Maybe put back Proctor. I guess Proctor's not that bad. Back Jawari. I don't know if Jawari's right, but that's what I'm gonna do. I can go turn 2 Proctor, turn 3 hold up Ether Gust. Or maybe I can go turn 2 Gus Elf on the play, turn 3 Proctor. I don't want to use Gus on Elf. I want to use it on something later. Yeah, just call me Tandy Hobart. That's fine. We rebranded like last year just to, I don't know, have a name I could call my own. Strong Sad's like an old cartoon character that I like from high school. Yeah, maybe we should be splashing red for Bloodsun as well. Reckless Stormseeker seems very annoying. Well, I don't think we're gonna get out of this one alive, bro. Yeah, just so it won't. If you say Todd, it doesn't pop up for me. But if you say Tandy, it actually highlights the message. So whenever you ask a question, you don't even have to at Tandy. But if you just say my name, it like highlights it for me. So if you want me to pay more attention to you, I feel like we're in a little trouble here, chat. Osh Mystic's fine. I think I'm willing to trade. I'm gonna let them attack with both. Maybe I should have hit the elf. Because I can just cast it again next turn, right? Although if they don't have a land and I draw an answer to this elf, they're stuck. But my hand is kind of dog shit, and I'm not very close to casting anything. They had the land anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Buy the Jegman. Moonrage Brutus? What's that? The backside of old Stormseeker? If you had put a gun to my head and asked me the name of that card, and if I could tell you, I'd get $1 million. But if I can't tell you, I get my brains blown out. I gotta say, I don't feel very confident about my brains existing after that, you know? Stormcharge Slasher's his name, though. Wish I had the Wandering Emperor that I cited out. What am I doing? I thought, okay, whatever. GG. Tough matchup, I think. All right, another hand we can't keep. I feel like my hand would be better without Lotus Field, huh? Just like every time. Oof. Oof. How do you know? There's no idea. I have no idea what to put back, right? Because it's so reliant on whatever my opponent's doing. It just has to be Shark Typhoon, I think. I have no white mana. Maybe it should have been Wandering Emperor. But I feel like I'm just already going to lose, right? Behind on resources, behind on mana. My cards don't really do anything. I don't have my right colors. We're just like adding a huge inflection point in our blue-white control deck where we can get exploited. It's awkward. Digital, does that mean you want to play Fall Guys? Or are you just sad that we're losing? Because I'm thinking about playing Fall Guys after this match. Because, goddamn, is it just boring to play against people on Moto sometimes, man? All Guys, you say? Well, if we got a 3 out of 4 squad, we can probably get a 4 out of 4 squad. All right, I'm just gonna... Whatever. All right. They have 6 through their turn, so you're saying there's a chance. The Bloodman. They don't have a land either? All right, let's go march your thingy. Deck tech from Parallelograms. Let's do that. Wow, what an unplayable magic card Soul Partition is, huh? Appreciate it. Eldritch Evolution. Yes, you could play 4 Neoform and like 2 Eldritch Evolution. That would help the consistency a little bit. It makes your Stubborn Owls a little bit worse, though, so I understand why you might not want to do that. I don't need a Wrath, so I'll just play this tapped. Yeah, we're probably... Actually, I almost conceded match 2 seconds ago, but if they're just never going to draw lands... So you're saying there's a chance. We can also, I guess, Soul Partition their token off of Fable. So when they draw their 3rd land eventually. Okay. They'll probably take Discontinuity now. Teferi out the top would be lit. Six land. I'm gonna play it. We can just beat them to death with Hall of the Storm Giant if I draw a land. They didn't draw it. Sure, parallelograms. I understand, but I just don't think that it's good enough. I think that when you play Deadly Dispute, you have to play a just absolute shit ton of garbage monsters to make it good, like little guys that you just want to sack. You have 12. I just don't think the 12 is enough. I would rather it just be Thoughtseize, you know? I'd rather you just be more interactive. Stomp you. Yeah, that's fine, bro. Land. Land or Teferi? Pushing Thoughtseize are not fun. This is a deck tech. You're telling me you want like me to look at your deck, and I'm looking at your deck, and I'm like, hey, we can do it better, you know? And in like a good way. Like your deck might actually be very good. It looks very similar to what Spike was doing in Modern, you know? And you can just play like a normal, fair game plan, you know? But like I like the Seder Wayfinders and Suppliers, and I think all you gotta do is just play some evolution on that. Dreadbore. I think I'm gonna veto this just so that I can start whipping that ass with Hall. And keep Proctor from getting Fable online. Their deck is extremely mid. Counterspells are good when there's like a high disparity in power level between cards. Like some of their cards are 10s, some of the cards are enablers or 1s or whatever. And Rakdos, just every card's a flat 6 or whatever. So counterspells in general are just kind of bad against Thoughtseize in general as well. All right, would you haul? That was a great draw. A land that doesn't force me to start playing disruptions next turn is great. Probably should have suspended this though, but I like holding up disruption for a 3-drop. So always drawing cards, we can do it with a Lotus Field trigger on the stack is like the big one. That plus turn Proctor gives us 8 ways to kind of turn it on. But once you have a bunch of mana, then it's just Time Walk. So it just functions very nicely in that style of strat against our opponents. All right, so let's foretell this. And I'm going to play Disruption. And then next turn we can Wrath. And the turn after, if we draw land, we can make 2 Angels. And then we can just Time Walk them out. The Bankman. Can you please say best deck ever, Cole? Dunlap, I'm gonna start charging you $5 to say that. That's twice now. Also, I'm gonna need you to start coming in to stream more often. Alright, so if they don't have answers to the Angel Warriors. If they do, we got a lot of really powerful spells. Should we draw one more mana source? All right, let's go land. Come on. Gonna play a little defense. Try to keep Teferi online. I don't really want a verdict. Maybe I should have made the Angels. Yeah, if we can draw the Angels, that'd be great. Or if we can draw the land. Oh, so they're activating Hive. So they're going to send everything at Teferi, probably. So we get to eat Bankbuster and Harvester. Maybe I should double block this. Nah, because Bankbuster is pretty annoying, too. At least it costs mana to activate, right? Land? Oh my god, I didn't realize these had Vigilance. I missed so much damage. I didn't realize these had Vigilance. I missed like 1,000 damage. Learn something new every day, I guess. Holy shit. Yeah, no kidding, Tom. Literally never cast the card before. That's certainly true. All right, so we're going to take 2 down to 7. We'll attack for 4. And then I can just like time walk a couple times. It's not really getting me anywhere though. So I think I'm just going to verdict. I'm going to cycle Shark Typhoon for 0, just looking for mana. Didn't find it. It's fine. 3 time walks is lethal. Oh shit, you're right. Or I guess, yeah, I guess they don't get to gain the life. For some reason, I was thinking they would gain the life by me casting the discontinuity, but if I just upkeep it, you're right. I mean, I missed like 1,000 damage, so I just fucked this game up tremendously. Don't count this one against me, man. Or don't count this one against the deck. You can count it against me, just don't count it against the deck. Yeah, I mean, I've literally, I think I've cast discontinuity maybe 3 times before this league. I've cast, that's maybe the first time I've cast Starnheim. All right, so I guess I can just upkeep Time Walk a couple times until I'm comfortable. I can at least do it like twice. All right, we're gonna do it one more time, I think. It's like Nexus of Fate all over again. So we can attack for 4, or sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can play Strict Proctor. I think I'm just gonna discard it though. I think I'm gonna say go. But we have Hall of the Storm Giants to block Croxo. We can discard it to Proctor if they thought seizes before. If they don't thought seizes before, we might have some stuff to do. Trigger in turn. Well, I don't want to do anything end of turn because I don't want to take the damage from this. All right. All right, so we'll discard the Proctor. Play the Wandering Emperor, and we'll eat Croxa. We'll go to 6, take 3. And now we have Dream Trawler versus the World. Might actually be dead, since they can activate 2 hives next turn and attack. All right, I'm dead. So maybe not. We'll go make a Samurai. We'll play Dream Trawler. And then if they have a removal spell, we're dead. If not, we can double block and gain life. Go to 5. Oh, no, I think we're still dead. If they attack with both these, we block here. Take 6. Yeah, I think we're dead if they just animate both hives. Maybe if they attack with their Croxa, we can steal the game by going Hall attack a couple times or whatever. Well, we didn't die. That's great news. Pretty sure if they just attacked, we were dead. Yeah, but it's not really missing lethal if you're dead to, like, if it kills you to attack with, like, a bunch of different things. We'll attack with just the Dream Trawler. We'll hold up Hall to block 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can play Plains, and we can hold up Hall plus Otawara. And put us to 7. Trespasser is going to transform now, but we can bounce it before attacks if we want to. We can haul first to block and then Otawara, though. Otawara is artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker, so it doesn't say non-land, thankfully. All right, they're activating castle. It's only 1 creature in the graveyard right now. I would like to keep it that way for Glutton's trigger. Mostly I'm just hoping that Dream Trawler gets to untap and we win, though. Discard 2 lands, alright. The rest is fine. Harvester, okay. So that'll give him another look. Instant speed removal on this also makes me tap it. So we can put him in a spot where we block with Hall, we have Otawara to bounce, And then we can activate Hall to attack next turn. Put him on the back foot. So activating Castle. So if we put a card back in their hand, they go to 1. I still think I wait so I can block with Hall and activate Adora. Put a card back that take 3. Oh, you're right. All right, so we're finished with the league with the blue-white Lotus Field deck, and I gotta say, there's a couple of cards in the strategy that I think we might want to cut. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm not a big fan of the Soul Partitions. I think those can go pretty quickly. I think you want to play more than 2 copies of Supreme Verdict main deck. I think it's important to just have 3 or 4. I didn't like the Jace Vrinch Prodigy. I feel like it makes you vulnerable to Stomp, whereas your deck's just not vulnerable to Stomp otherwise very much. Excuse me. I kind of want another Shark Typhoon. Behold the Multiverse was pretty cool, but it might rather be a Memory Deluge, so you can have more stuff to do with your mana in the late game. I actually really like Strict Proctor, but I very much disliked Dovin's Veto. I really like Jawari Disruption as extra mana sources, and they worked as counterspells. I think most decks like this should just be playing 4 Jawari Disruption, in my opinion. Or they should be playing 4 Censor, but I think Jawari is better when you're playing Lotus Field for sure. As for the discontinuity stuff, the discontinuity making Lotus Field into like a ramp effect is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. As the game progresses, discontinuity becomes more powerful as like a time walk effect. The problem is I don't think we have a lot of ways to actually utilize the time walk effect. And I think a lot of that's because we're not playing enough Wandering Emperors. So I would like to see a couple more Wandering Emperors in there. March of Otherworldly Light was pretty mediocre. I'd rather cut it for maybe some more Fateful Absences. The Salt Comings were pretty good. I might want a 3rd. In the sideboard, I didn't use a lot of my sideboard. I think that Lear Dawnbringer is going to be worse than Regal Caracal. Regal Caracal was a little bit of technology coming out of the NRG recently. And while you can do that sideboard pivot, those decks are still going to have things like Nauseous Grasp that take care of Teferi, you know, or Fry or whatever. And so those cards are going to have splash damage against Lyra anyway. So I think you just want something like Regal Caracal because it generates extra bodies and has a very similar effect against aggressive opponents. Starnheim Unleashed, I would not recommend. I think it's pretty clunky. It costs a lot of mana. 4 mana, 4/4 flyer is not really a magic card anymore. And the other ability is pretty cool, but costs a lot. It takes a long time to really get it going. Love the Ether Gust. The Dream Trawler was fine. 4 Veto is kind of whatever. If you want to play 4 Veto, that's fine, but I was not a big fan of it in the main deck. This is a different type of blue-white deck, and I don't know that you can really afford to play 4 Veto when you're trying to like play tapped Lotus Fields and when you're trying to play Thespian Stage and stuff. Speaking of Thespian Stage, I might cut it. I never felt like I had 2 mana just floating around very often to copy the Lotus Field. I know that it's very good once things are up and running. But if you're like spending half a turn to Thespian Stage of Lotus Field, I don't know, man. I feel like you're just falling too far behind. Overall, I don't know if this version is better than traditional blue-white control, but it's certainly fun. And if you like doing cool stuff and you like playing blue-white control, this kind of hybridizes those 2 things. But if you make those changes, I think maybe you'll find you'll do a little bit better than if you didn't. Anyway, that's all for me today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.